I tried for so long to see in the dark. There were things that I needed in order to go forward. I spent night after night staring into nothing and was given back even less. Those nights were eternity. But after what seemed to be a never-ending cycle, I had an epiphany. In the absolute darkness, I saw a small ray of light and realized that I was asking myself to do the impossible. I couldn't see in the dark, but I could feel. And what I felt was the need to see things clearly and deeply. It wasn't a question of whether I could see in the dark, but could I raise my head high, eyes wide open, and look into the light? The world is colored. Perhaps I see clearly. With my left eye, I see cool colors and clarity and distance. With my right eye, I see blurriness, and the world is tinted in much warmer hues. Although my right eye's perception, by the most common standards, is underwhelming, that blurry perception has given me a window into the subtle things that were hidden with apparent intent. I looked to a streetlight for guidance and to chase away the dark. But until I lost my clarity, I didn't know of any greater value in the light. As I look deeply into that streetlight, it expands. The light begins to open up like a lotus and reveals much deeper hidden beauty. Inside of this very same streetlight I've seen perhaps 1,000,000 times, I see concentric spaces filled with the fullness of the spectrum. I stretch my perception to increase its size and to see more of its truth. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and a purple fringe, all in order from the center outward, expanding in response to my will and condensing as though it attempts to hide itself once again. I see that yellow-white light that streaks through the ether. It brightens my world and darkens my features, seemingly a dichotomy of dark and light, yin and yang. But within this dichotomy is everything in between, the simple that hides the complex. And so I look deeper at all that is, a simple revelation that opened the door to deeper truths, to the subtle in between. The world is a spectrum in masquerade. Within that which we call vision, there's so much diversity, from the eagle-eyed avian to the underground mole. Some can see crystal clear from miles away, while others couldn't read the writing on the wall. And while I do find a metaphor in this difference in perception, and while not all with eyes can see, in a less literal way, this was about literal color. A question I often ask myself is, why does color matter to us so much? Why are we so drawn in emotionally? What is it about the sun shining down on an open field, the grass turning to a neon green, that holds our attention in wonder and awe? When I look into the light, the spectrum opens. A concentric wheel of color expands and reveals, in order, every color. From the thin wheel of deep red at the deep center to the violet very outer edge. And in between the two extremes is everything. The more I widen my pupil, the clearer the spectrum becomes. It's an interesting perspective that when my worldly clarity decreases, another, more interesting perception gains. How much of this material vision do I value enough to hold on to in sacrifice of a more novel experience? This very same understanding of the hidden colors and hidden spaces within that golden light led me to look at others and even reality in the same way. While I could take them as they are, I could also expand my vision and see more of what they're made of. To see not just the black and white yes and no's, but to see the spectrum that makes up each of us in every decision we make in our lives. to see the colors that dominate our expression, the spectrum that radiates our emotions when met with opia, the simple that hides the sonder. At the very edge, in the very center, all things are out of our normal reach. But with a little attention to the subtle, we find that the world is brilliantly colored. Thanks for watching the video. I'll be reading and analyzing my book From Then Till Now on Wednesdays and Peace of Mind and Vibrations on Saturdays. If you enjoyed this video, don't be afraid to like and subscribe so you can visit my channel each time I provide more content, and engage in the comments so you can share your thoughts with me. Have a good day.